Hello there, and thanks once again for joining us here on ZBC TV Sport. I'm Charles, legendary CNN Mabika, and yes, we've got a real treat for you because coming up in about 20 minutes or so, we will be bringing you live from Rustenburg, South Africa, the Toyota Cup final between Amakosi, Kaizer Chiefs of South Africa, taking on our own Maviravira, that's Scotland from Zimbabwe. Yes, that's the game that we are bringing to you live in the comfort of your own homes, in the comfort of the sports bars, in the comfort of the motor vehicles. Make sure, no taura license, tenga, padala, ZBC license. Yes, please do that. But however, on a sad note, we are still shocked. We are still utterly gutted by the tragic deaths of 4 members of the Highlanders family who perished last Thursday in a road accident. Those 4 Chairman Ken Mutlope, Vice Chairman Sifiso Siziba, Treasurer Nkani Koza, and long-standing female fan Ndabekle Sibanda. And Highlanders have organized a send-off service for the Gallant 4 tomorrow at Barberfield Stadium in the city of Kings and Queens. From every one of us here at ZBC TV Sports, we continue to share the grief and sorrow of the 4 members of Highlanders. We definitely say, may their dear souls rest in peace. Football will never be the same again without those 4, but life has to go on. Right, it's the Toyota Cup final coming to you live from Royal Bafokeng in Rustenburg, which is about 112 kilometers northwest of Johannesburg. That's where Maviravira Yedu Irikwe Kokoko taking on Amakosi, Kaizer Chiefs. And to bring you more insight into what will be happening as we build up, let's say hello to 2 experts from ZBC TV Sports. First, let's say hello to, I won't be talking about trophyless, right? Let's say hello to staunch Liverpool supporter. We call him Coach Bex. He is Bekimpilo Nyoni. Coach Bex is always good when you're around.
Good afternoon, CNN.
Right, and together alongside Coach Bex, I'm not going to say trophyless again, eh? We say hello to staunch Real Madrid supporter. We call him Ginola. He is Willie Mtingwa. Yes, Ginola, it's always good when you're around.
Thank you, legendary. Thank you, Zimbabwe.
Right, so there you have it. It's at the Royal Bafokeng Stadium. It's Toyota, the Toyota Cup. This cup was launched in 2024 as an extension to the sponsorship agreement between Kaizer Chiefs and Toyota South Africa. Kaizer Chiefs have never won it. They've 2024 they lost to Young Africans of Tanzania, and guess who scored one of the opening goal? Gaddafi. That Prince Dube scored the opening goal. His Young Africans won 4-0. And then in 2025 last year, again, Kaizer Chiefs lost to Asante Kotoko of Ghana. 0-0 it ended, and 3-2 on penalties. Yes, Coach Bex, we've got the setting there from Royal Bafokeng. And Kaizer Chiefs haven't won it yet. They're probably hoping to win it this time around, 3rd edition.
Yes, definitely Kaizer Chiefs are looking forward maybe to win it. And I think their main challenge has been, it has always come as a pre-season, as a final pre-season preparation for the coming season. So at times you find they won't be exactly as fit as they could. The combination will not have worked the way they could have been expecting. And this could have been some of the things which have affected them. But I'm sure against Scotland today, they are looking forward that maybe this will be the year for them.
Looking forward to that. Of course, Kaizer Chiefs, the most successful club in South Africa, only launched in 1970, and the man who founded them, Kaizer Motaung. That's why they are called Kaizer Chiefs. Amakosi, the kings or the chiefs of South African football, they call them. Actually, Kaizer Motaung started at Orlando Pirates, if you didn't know, in 1960 when he was only 16 years old. He stayed there until 1968 before going to the United States, where he played for Atlanta Chiefs. Came back a year later to briefly join Orlando Pirates, wasn't happy with something, and moved out to form his own team, Kaizer Chiefs. He's still the chairman and still, of course, one of the true legends, Ginola, of South African football.
Yeah, he's a true legend of South African football. As you're watching Scotland, they disembarking their buses. That's their arrival at the
No, that's
stadium.
a coach. That's a coach, Ginola. That's the Bazzi. That's the Bazzi. That's a coach.
Yeah, that's a coach also. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So they are ready, the Mavirawira, and I'm sure they will pile misery to Kaizer Chiefs of not winning this cup they are hosting, because remember, like what Coach Beck said there, we are already past the 24 match day in the Castle Lager Premier Soccer League, meaning that our team is more fitter than Kaizer Chiefs. You are in the preseason, and obviously in a preseason you need to try more combinations, you need to try more players, new signings. Like, I'm not sure, I haven't seen the lineup for Kaizer Chiefs yet, whether Jana Fabish, they signed him last week, if he's going to make it into the match day squad. But for Mavirawira, I've seen the lineup, no minimal players. I'm just making one change and bringing in experienced Emmanuel Jalai.
Yes, Kapopi in the starting lineup for Scotland. Muchina Wema Juzi, Norman Mapeza sending out a strong squad there. We'll be talking more about that. Yes, the terrible trio are there. That's Knowledge Musona, Walter Musona, Kama Billiard, the front three, yes, they are there. And Maoko Nelson Chajga is, of course, the man guarding the goalpost. And a formidable lineup there by Muchina Wema Juzi, Coach Beck.
Yes, definitely. The coach has indicated that as the game will progress, he will bring in another team to make sure that everyone get an opportunity to play. But definitely, I think the first 45 minutes, he have decided to say, let me go with my strong actual team and see how they are going to be playing, and try to make sure they get 1 or 2 goals before he can give opportunity chances to others. But when we look at the team, you can see that the attitude is to say, let's go out there, try to get this trophy as much as we can. Let's try to make sure that there is a lot to play for, especially billiard knowledge. This is emotional for them. It has been long since they have left Kaizer Chiefs, and now they are back. They will be playing against Kaizer Chiefs, so it's emotional on their part. And for the rest of the team, they have been doing very well here in Zimbabwe. The team is dominating. They are preparing for the Champions League, and they can only show that they are ready for the upcoming Champions League in August by trying to make sure they win against a big team like Kaizer Chiefs.
Oh yeah, true. And Kaizer Chiefs, it has been a long time since they won the league title in South Africa. If you didn't know, they last did that in 2015. The 2014-15 season. Last season, they ended in 3rd position. Of course, Orlando Pirates, their great rivals, won the league title in the just ended season in South Africa. And Mamelodi Sundowns, the Brazilians, were 2nd. They have been very, very successful in the past decade or so. So Kaizer Chiefs will be hoping to do something. Of course, they bring with them an exciting array of talent. They will be led by, you must watch out for this guy, he's Mfundo Vilakazi. They call him Obrigado. That's Portuguese to say thanks. And the Kaizer Chiefs fans reckon that what he does, they always have to thank him because he does things that nobody else can do. So we will see. He's an attacking right winger. We will see how Scotland will deal with him. Of course, they also have Bradley Cross, who was with Bafana Bafana in the World Cup, left back, but he didn't play. He was an unused substitute. So those are some of the players that Kaizer Chiefs will bring to the party. But remember, they haven't won it yet, eh? 2024 lost to Young Africans. Gaddafi, Prince Dube scoring one of the 4 goals for Young Africans. And then 12 months later, Asante Kotoko of Ghana beating them in the penalty shootout, like I said. So are we going to see another penalty shootout? I don't know, but we'll just have to wait and find out. So Ginola, Kaizer Chiefs, we've talked about some of the key players. Bradley Cross, they've also got goalkeeper Brendan Peterson, but Villa Kazi will be the man to watch. Up front, they've got a player who plays in Guinea-Bissau, Flavio Silva. They call him anytime goal scorer. What a nickname, anytime goal scorer, because they say anytime goal scorer. So it's going to be very interesting how Scotland are going to keep those at bay.
Yeah, I think you'd even see that Norman Mapeza is gone for his strongest squad. And with Kwage Kwala, the man from Eswatini, playing at left back, he's a very reliable and is very good at defending and also when venturing forward. And on the other end, the right wing back position, he has brought in Emmanuel Jalai in place of Isaka Muhammad, because maybe Isaka Muhammad, you see, he was playing right back, but he's more comfortable at centre back. But when he moved from Dynamos to Scotland, you could see that he couldn't break that partnership duo of Peter Mdua and Kelvin Moyo. So Emmanuel Jalai is being preferred because remember he's the national team player also, and the experience that he has also played in South Africa for the last 6 months has been at Durban City there. So maybe that's why Norman Mapeza went for Emmanuel Jalai. And that defense, they've been very solid. You could see even the likes of Abu Bakar Moffat, who has been rated as one of the best holding midfielders in the country. He's not, nowadays he's not even getting into the starting lineup because we have Mtokozi Msebe has been very consistent and been very good, you know, in that holding position. And also the Namibian Moses Shidolo. What a player. Shidolo is a very good player. At times has been playing right back, but has been put into midfield. So I'm sure Minumene Mapeza has enough arsenal to handle whatever threat is going to be offered by Kaizer Chiefs.
Right, remember, we will also keep you updated. We've got 6 games that are happening right around the country, and we will keep you updated on what will be happening there as we go along the show. As we wait for Maviravira Yedu Scotland from this great country, Zimbabwe, taking on Kaizer Chiefs Amakosi of South Africa for the Toyota Cup final. And we just somebody was saying to me as I was driving into to Pockets Hill Kunoku Graft, and they said, Hansi, legendary, Maviravira win a 3-1. Do you think 3-1 United? Let's find out from Coach Bex. Coach Bex, what do you think? 3-1 Kaizer Chiefs?
Yeah, 3-1 might be difficult, but they might win 1-0, 2-1.
But Young Africans, they can 4-0.
Yes, but I'm sure yes might be different. And also, let's not forget they now have got a new coach as well. So the new coach try to make sure that he needs to put his foundation to show the Kaizer Chiefs what he has for them for the year.
Right, we will see the new coach is from France. He is Ferdinand da Cruz. He's the man in charge now, but he could not win the league, the league title, of course. They couldn't win it. Kaizer Chiefs only ending up in 3rd behind Orlando Pirates and Mamelodi Sundowns. But Kaizer Chiefs have been the most successful club in South Africa. Yes, we go, and the pictures coming to us there from Royal Bafokeng Stadium. That's where it's all going to be in Rustenburg. And Shinola, I think this one is a mouth-watering tie indeed.
Definitely, it's a mouth-watering encounter. And I think I would want to agree with Coach Bex there that this is a different Kaizer Chiefs. Because if you say when they lost to Young Africans by 4 goals to 0, that is in their first edition there. Young Africans were a very strong team. Even you could see their participation in the CAF Champions League. They were a very good team and a threat. But Kaizer Chiefs were on a downfall at that moment. They were not performing well. And this last season, when they came third, I think that's one of their best performing seasons over the last 6 or so years. So this is a very different Kaizer Chiefs, also having a new different coach, one European-based coach from France. I'm sure they are going to offer much resistance than they have been doing in the first 2 editions. And I'm sure for not winning the first 2 editions, they're under pressure than Scotland, who are venturing into. This is the only second season in the top flight, that is Scotland. Of course, they are the defending champions of Zimbabwe, and they are raising the Zimbabwean flag. So they definitely need to complement that by winning this Toyota Cup. But it's going to be very difficult and an uphill task.
An uphill task, but we will have to wait and find out. Or I can tell you that Scotland were accompanied by supporters, a busload of, should I say, no, Scotland, I say my bus, it's coach load. Coach load of supporters who accompanied Mavira to South Africa. Of course, they will be doing the dancing and whatever and everything there, led by their popular cheerleader from Vuku, so Diva. He will be there. Short little guy. Is very, very the cheerleader, able cheerleader of Scotland. He'll be there. So I'm sure the cameras will pick him there. And we'll probably see what happens. Of course, Scotland are the defending champions of the Zimbabwean League title. And of course, they will be representing us in the African Champions League. Whilst, of course, like we said, Kaizer Chiefs could only finish as third in the just ended season in South Africa. So it's everything here to play for. Of course, it might not be highly competitive in as far as maybe you were saying to play in the for the points in the Premiership title scenario here in Zimbabwe. But I think Muchina Wemajuzi, Norman Mapeza is really treating this one quite highly. Coach Beck says we again get pictures from Royal Bafokeng Stadium.
Yes, definitely. It's like when you look at the lineup, which has got Knowledge Msona, Billiard, Walter, those are the main guys who have been causing a lot of problems for our local defenders, and likewise they have been put to make sure that they give problems to Kaizer Chiefs defenders.
Yeah, we will see what happens there. Of course, Scotland is their first, should I say, regional, if you want to call it regional cup competition, taking on Kaizer Chiefs. So I think they'll get a test. Yes, they'll get a test, Ginola, of what it is to play teams from outside Zimbabwe.
Definitely, that's a very good test if they prepare. You can see that Knowledge in Sona, and that is Tafire Mutsa number 70. Yes, so definitely they are preparing for the CAF Champions League. They are venturing into their first into the African Safari, and they definitely need to prepare that with a standard test, which is coming from Kaizer Chiefs, who are also a seasoned team and a very good team in that way. So, like what Coach Beck said, remember Knowledge Msona is a former Kaizer Chiefs player, and also is Kama Billiard. Kama Billiard spent most of the season. He played for Ajax and then went to Mamelodi Sundowns. He was African champion there. And then also remember that Walter Msona, when he was playing for Polokwane City, he once scored against the Kaizer Chiefs. And I remember one of them, it was a very, very good free kick, which troubled into Kune, who was playing in the Legends game earlier on.
Earlier on, and yes, they lost in the penalty shootout,
didn't they? They lost in the penalty shootout, yes.
Yeah, so they wouldn't want to have a repeat of that. That's the Kaizer Chiefs legends who lost in the penalty shootout. And so they still haven't won anything since 2024 when this Toyota Cup was launched. So they will be hoping very, very much that they start winning this time around. And I think at this moment, let me just find out from our two experts, the men from Liverpool and the men from Real Madrid, what their predictions are going to be, lest we forget. Coach Bex, I'll start with you.
2-1 to Scotland.
2-1 to Scotland.
Yes.
Scorers? Do you think? Scorers?
Billiard.
Billiard.
And Knowledge.
Oh, right. Okay. And Shinola?
3-2 Scotland.
3-2 Scotland.
Yes, and maybe after extra time. I don't know.
Okay. So, Mukufungati ndichati Kaizer Chiefs ichawina. Bodo. They thought they had laid a trap for me, Bodo. I'm also going for Scotland, and I'm going 2-0. 2-0 Scotland. And I think Kama is going to score. And I think the smiling assassin will score as well. So I think Kama and Knowledge Musana will score that one. So we have quite something before us, a real enthralling tie, what promises to be an enthralling tie. And what does it doesn't, do you think that it gives us a picture of, if Scotland can win, like what I think 2-0, if you think 2-1, 3-1, do you think it gives us, after the performance, do you think it gives us an insight of what they will be doing for us in the African Champions League? Do you think we can measure to some extent? Let's find out first from Coach Beck.
Yeah, definitely. As they are playing against Kaizer Chiefs, that experience of international, I think it's the first step to show what they have in their preparation for the Champions League. It's very, very key what they are going to be giving. If they do well, I think it will be really encouraging. If they don't do well, I think it starts worrying to say they need to up there in terms of trying to make sure they bring in more or two highly international players who can push them forward and try to make sure when they go to the main competition, they really go out there and compete as much as they can. Because I think in our previous engagement in the Champions League, I think we saw how Simba Bora did when they went there. They really struggled, and likewise in Dynamos when they went out there they also struggled. So in a way we are looking forward that with all what we have seen from Scotland, the way they've been recruiting and try to bring in the players who have got a lot of experience, it's going to help us to see them doing very well in the Champions League.
Yes, we are ready. Fasten your safety belts out there. If I want to mvura kana uchida uma kana kuti coffee yacho na ibva taura madam kuti tibai maunza coffee yangu kana kuti tea. Yes, no, because now we will be taking you, yes, live to Royal Bafokeng Stadium for the Toyota Cup final. Amakosi, Kaizer Chiefs of South Africa, taking on our own Mavira from Zimbabwe, Scotland Football Club. Enjoy. We will be talking to you at halftime.
This with many of the Makosi supporters, well, making their way from different parts of the country to ensure that they celebrate the upcoming season in perfect style, with Kaizer Chiefs looking to make it third time lucky in their efforts to be crowned the Toyota Cup champions. Well, we had the legends in action earlier on in the day in a game that went to penalties against the Johannesburg Masters. From a Kaizer Chiefs point of view, things didn't go their way in that regard. They'll be hoping here today, of course, with a new coach and a look at some of the new faces, especially one in the starting lineup, that they can indeed, of course, leave their fans smiling at the end of the day. The dignitaries, as they make their way out of the tunnel here, will be Padu Padiachi from Toyota, Bobu Mutang, of course, of Kaizer Chiefs. Kotsi Leruo Uluklechi, he's Royal Highness and King of the Bafokeng. On the right, Sakubanya, the President of Scotland FC, and Lazarus Kagiso Mukhosi, the Premier of the Northwest Province. Well, it really does have a feeling of something special that is coming up for Kaizer Chiefs fans, many of them that have turned out here already, donning the new jersey for the new campaign here, up against the Scotland FC, of course, that will have many out in Zimbabwe paying attention to what's happening here this afternoon. They themselves will be looking for a good showing. Few players from Scotland FC, of course, have played for Kaizer Chiefs in the past, and now time for the captains to have their moment with the dignitaries in introducing them to the different players that will start what should be a lovely climax to the afternoon in the main events. Brendan Peterson, of course, with the season he had in the last campaign, so close to making a World Cup spot, if anything. Hugo Bruce said leading up to that World Cup wasn't anything to go by, but course, the man who's turned out to be quite a leader for Kaizer Chiefs, played a huge part in them finishing third in the last campaign. They'll look to do even better in this new campaign, keeping in mind they did once again qualify for a spot in the CAF Confederations Cup. Well, for Moffat Abubakar, the captain of Scotland FC, a club that isn't all too old. Keep in mind, they will be proud, of course, to represent the nation of Zimbabwe there today. They were founded just 3 years ago. Keep in mind, within 3 years, crowned the champions of Zimbabwe. Side now coached by Norman Mapesa. Satswanya, who is, of course, part of the dignitaries here. Well, they have been able to pull in talent from different parts of the world. The men or the club from Zimbabwe, some from maybe Brazil, Malawi, Ghana, were represented in this starting 11, never mind the rest of the club here. They will look to show Africa, Southern Africa, that the future will hold as far as a Zimbabwean powerhouse is concerned, in the interest, of course, shake things up in the tip of the continent, and then hoping that will vibrate all the way through across the continent from Zimbabwe. Well, a long time since we've had the joy of making trips down to the Northwest Province, of course, to enjoy football here at the Royal Bafokeng Sports Palace, or Royal Bafokeng Stadium, as it is known, of course. Hosted the 2009 FIFA Confederations Cup, also hosted the 2010 FIFA World Cup, and as far as the festivities here, well, the venue, of course, quite famously hosted the United States up against Ghana, with Ghana won with a 2-1 scoreline in the round of 16 of the 2010 FIFA World Cup. Now hosts the Toyota Cup of 2026, with Kaizer Chiefs looking for their first win in the tournament. So let's have a look at the starting 11 then. For Kaizer Chiefs, Peterson between the sticks, no surprise there. Preston Mikel will be in the heart of the midfield, or defense I should say, whilst Adolf Mtasimwa, the man from Tanzania, gets a start here today and will have a first feel of what it's like to play in front of the Kaizer Chiefs fans. They do have Vilagazi and Velepai alongside Chislett in the creative attacking areas, and Flavio De Silva will look to build on the great work he set up last season into the next campaign, as he is the sharp end of this Kaizer Chiefs attack. Alongside me, I've got the absolute pleasure of introducing OJ Watile Jacobs. Well, Julibandao Jomena is the man in charge of this picture. We'll be looking for a good showing. The match referee here, all concerned, have stepped forward here, including Calvin Shumba, the goalkeeper for Scotland FC. So there you have it then. Both goalkeepers, well, being reminded of some of the new rules, of course. Keep in mind the 8-second rule, of course, from a goalkeeping point of view, and the way forward in this match. Both have been reminded. Well, for Scotland FC, of course, they will have Talbot Shumba between the sticks. Then Tijan and Yasulu will be the man in the heart of defense. Watch out for Taimon Machope, man from Harare, 35 years of age. He lead the attack here, whilst, of course, the new man, Stoffel Vietviet, is one to keep an eye on, including Anderson de Campos, the 29-year-old from Brazil. Now that's the 11 set forward here by Norman Mapesa. There's Fernando de Cruz, the man that, of course, does lead Kaizer Chiefs coming into this match, going into the new season. The new Chiefs coach, and who is assisted by Mahmoud Abbas, as well as the goalkeeper coach, Olivier Sorin. Born in France, holds a UEFA Pro license. And, well, Norman Rapeza is the man in charge of Scotland FC. He is the new coach at Scotland FC, not the man that won the league with them. And he, of course, the man from Salisbury. Now Harare in Zimbabwe will look for a good season in the time he leads this club. Now that respect has been shown, time to get closer and closer to the action. All eyes from a Kaizer Chiefs point of view will very much be on the Royal Bafokeng Stadium here in the familiar colours of the gold and black Kaizer Chiefs, of course, and in the blue with a touch of white are the visitors, the new force in Southern African football from Zimbabwe. That, of course, being Scotland FC. Of course, part of the World Cup squad. From a South African point of view here, we'll be looking for a good showing alongside Mikel. They want to tighten things up in the middle of the park then. Well, Brendan Peterson will look to pick up from where he left off at the end of last season, where he had a stellar season. And Chiefs fans will love this sight. Of course, it means we are closer and closer to the start of the new season when the side throws their peace signs up in the air in saluting their fans before getting a match underway. The first to get a touch of the action here this afternoon as Kaizer Chiefs attack the goal to the left of your picture. Well, for Scotland FC, they will attack the goal to the right of your picture. Set tags wagging at the start of last campaign when they assigned the likes of Kama Billiat and Alice Musona. And, well, they haven't looked back from then. Scotland FC, of course, in the way they went about football in Zimbabwe, now ensuring their name does ripple through beyond the borders of Zimbabwe. How will they do this afternoon here against the mighty Kaizer Chiefs? Here is Cross. Can play left back, starts off in a central position here this afternoon. Alapai coming in for a touch. Quickly one back here. Next over Mofat, of course, in the middle of the park, looking for the movement from the Namibian. Keep an eye on him. Stoffel Witbian, the 24-year-old, coming from the wide right, making the run, drifting infield in. And who are joined from Okanjan United. He'll be excited with the move, of course, to Scotland FC as he looks to ensure that they continue with the trajectory they had from last season. Now, Chiefs on the up and up here. Guys. With solid challenge in the middle of the park. That's twice now Scotland FC have won the individual duels in. De Campos, another to keep an eye on in the middle of the park alongside Abu Bakar Mofat. That's good work by De Silva. That's really put in the proper shift. No difference in getting things started here today. Chiefs to get onto the front foot here. Numbers in the box, ball in, then took a slight deflection, which helped it into the path of Talbot Shumba. Tamiso Manyan on the up and up on that far side. Blagazi, the man to play him through. It's got pace, plenty of it here. Shumba with the comfortable pickup between the sticks. The 36-year-olds is amongst those that are part of the squad that have played their club football within the borders of South Africa is the goalkeeper. Joined the club in January of 2025. This Isaka out wide on this near side from Ghana. So keep in mind, it started off out in Bloemfontein in the Free State capital a couple of years ago, the Toyota Cup. Then moved on to Durban last year. And here we are in the Northwest Province, and well, it's Scotland FC now looking to keep the good times rolling here. There's movement, good movement here on this near side, blind side it was. Out with by Kaizer Chiefs. Now, Philippi looking to up the tempo somewhat. First touch of the afternoon, and for Dasingwa. Now, Chiefs on the up and up. Vilagazi. They'll be looking for more starting goals during the course of the season. Here is Dasingwa operating alongside the Buang Mabwe in the midfield. Chislett gets the start here today. Remember, the likes of Chislett and Mabwe did start or arrive at Kaizer Chiefs after pre-season or late in pre-season last season. Ball in here, no problems in dealing with it initially. With the initial touch, dropping back to assist defensively. How impressive is this from Scotland FC as they look to play it out from the back. Space on his near side now. The Campus. Up movement centrally, that's the pass he was looking for in the end. That's stunning work by Cross in keeping the Zimbabwean men at bay for the time being. There's the Campus again. Well, positive start here from the visiting side to have Nyasulu and Tijan operating in the heart of defense. Nyasulu, the Malawian. Well, the Campos popping up all over the field here as he looks to help build from the back. They are comfortable with the ball at their feet here, looking to play a good brand of football here. The men from Zimbabwe. Over the years, it is worth noting that the nation of Zimbabwe has contributed immensely to the way things are fared in the way of adding value to the PSL in South Africa, now known as the Betway Premiership, of course. So many class players from their country have come through here to become legends within the borders of South Africa as well. There's Isaka, and looks a good ball, good movement, and in the end, Chiefs organised enough defensively to deal with the danger. Very much interested in watching Reef Rustler operate out wide on the left side here this afternoon with Tamanyani out wide on the right. Cross. Hoping to make it third time lucky. And Santi Kotoko having had the better of the Kaizer Chiefs in this cup before over the last 2 years. Would be a great way, of course, to start off the campaign and winning the Toyota Cup. Cross plays through a lovely ball. Great pace to the far side. Now, decisions to be made here. And we'll see the first yellow of the afternoon. Munyani's pace, a serious problem for Albert Manenchi. Late with his arrival. Yellow card. Cross's vision here, absolutely spot on. Pins the perfect ball here for the pace of Munyani. That's the beating of his man. And looks to get the better of him, and flying in then was Albert Manenji. Late, definitely deserving of the yellow card. So, she's showing intent out on the right side. Munyani has on a couple of occasions now caused a problem with two for the Scotland FC side on that left side of their defence. Well, frankly, Trust showing another side of his game with the vision and ability with that left foot to hit what was a perfect ball for the run being made by Munyan. Now, Chiefs look to capitalise. The silver amongst those are pushed forward. And that's Miguel. Also in there. All of them are waiting. Quality from Vilagazi. Six in the box here. Chance for the Villegas and company to show us what they've been working on in a pre-season in the way of the dip ball situations. Well, David is on the training grounds and it just couldn't make its way through the traffic. Mabuya looking to explode onto the match here. Well, they waited and waited, and in the end, Villagazi, the inch-perfect ball for the run being made by Mabuya. So positive start out on the right side from Kaizer Chiefs when you consider Munyani as well as Villagazi. Their confidence will be high. Now, Cheslett, as the left side looks to come to life here. Velepai. Well, Velepai, it is still. He could have come to the pass, and I do believe he was going for the shots. Was movement in the central areas from Cheslett as well as Flavio De Silva. Also, another that will be looking to be as troublesome as possible is Velepai in providing a bit of balance in what happens from the left and right now. Problems for Kaizer Chiefs here. Scotland FC look to drive forward, and in the end, the shots from a long way out won't cause any problems. The man from Harare is Moffat, the 28-year-old. Played for a good number, 6 clubs in Spain, having gone there as a youngster. Came back to Zimbabwe to play for MWOS before joining Scotland FC. Now that they can play in a good number of positions, can play at centre-back, right-back and defensive midfield, which is the position he takes up today alongside Anderson de Campos. There's Shumba. So, champion coach, you're up. Make your voice heard by voting for your champion player of the match and win your share of 50,000 Rand cash. Dial *120 *660# to vote now. Voting closes at the 80th minute. T's and C's apply. Play SQB on SABC. So, 10 minutes gone by. Yeah, it's been lively enough at the Royal Bafokeng Stadium. Looking for the run that was being made in the central area by the big man in Machope. Now, there is Isaka. They're going to drive forward here. The Campos. Well, he's done a stunning job of protecting the ball here, keeping it away from the opponents. Won the set piece at the end of it all. Mabuya, the man guilty of giving away the foul. How's this? From Anderson. Great job. Body between man and ball. Oh, nice turn. Good movement on the near side. Now, ball in behind that defense. Is that a foul? On the edge of the box. Peels from the Scotland FC players here. The referee not interested. The pace out in the wide areas from Stoffel Vitbian could very well be a problem here for Kaizer Chiefs as yet another shot comes in. Well over. Well, they were hoping for a set piece on that occasion when the Scotland FC fans, I'm sure, back home out in Zimbabwe. Bit of a problem here from a Chiefs point of view, as one of their seems to have picked up an injury. We got to do that. The standing start struggling. There are some Scotland FC fans that are present here at the Royal Bafokeng Sports Palace. Yeah, of course, up behind the goal defended by Kaizer Chiefs, out in the top stands. Familiar faces from a PSL point of view, in as far as those in your picture just a moment ago, but a lovely turnout here. Great atmosphere as well. It's an neatly said in Rustenburg. Doesn't feel like a pre-season 20 at all. Now, here is Cross. Pressure applied right from the front here. They're profited from it. Winning it back here. Lovely the way they've started this game and they've gone about business. Scotland FC really looking to take the game to Kaizer Chiefs here. Making for a nice open game of football. Foster. Again, closed down with a lot of pressure being applied. Nicely done in the middle of the park by a man who looks so comfortable on the ball, Abubakar Mufat. So far, very much a joy to watch with these confident touches on the ball. Salva Chumba. Finding a bit of joy out on that far side. Tijan now able to try and push towards the halfway line. Certainly are confident with the ball at their feet here. Especially on this near side, Isaka. And then looking to give them joy on the front foot. In field here is Muraremba. Looking for the ball towards that far side. Manenji. And find the teammate Manenji with the ball back in field. Cheslett with the turn. Oh, it's done well. Rolled the defender. Keeps on the up and up. Vilagazi. Now, is that a foul? Manenji needs to tread carefully. He's already on a yellow card, Manenji. Big problem for him has been Vilagazi and Munyani. Teaming up on him on the far side, and it's Munyani here. Lucky is Manenji. Needs to tread so carefully. So far, it's been a very good game of football from both these sides here. Last thing that Norman Mapenza will want us to see Manenji picking up a second yellow, especially so early in the game here. So, here is Dasiwa. Cross. Velabai with space to drop into. Again, quickly goes down and Velabai. Movement to the central areas here, again, very well washed. So, Vilagazi. There's Vilagazi! 1-0 Kaizer Chiefs. Oh! Bruno Vilagazi. Right place, right time. Still had a lot to do. And bringing it home for Kaizer Chiefs. And it's the Kaizer Chiefs flags that fly high after 17 minutes of play. Bruno Vilagazi, the man with the all-important breakthrough. And well, Scotland just went to shirt in getting rid of the danger. Vilagazi shuts off the defender. Took that beautifully in stride, by the way. After beating the defender, keeps his composure and uses the inside of the post to rattle the back of the nets and put Kaizer Chiefs into the lead. Nicely done by Abrigado. Beautifully done. Just what the game needed. An opening goal here, meaning things can just open up a little bit more. Sort of entertainment, all have turned out to see here. Well, there you have it, Chiefs needed a goal to know. Up to Scottland FC now to turn things around if they can. Well, firstly, Eli is taking too much time to throw, and it will be to Scottland FC. There's the big man, Matope, with 3 Chief players around him, then making life difficult for him. Philippi can find space with the clearance. Cheslett there to win it back. Philippi again diving forward here to Silva. Oh, they are playing it at some tilt here this afternoon. Pace of this game, certainly worth keeping an eye on. You blink, you may very well miss something. Onyani, solid in the air. Moffat. The pressure in the middle of the park then. So here is Cheslett. Philippi on the move here on the near side. Cheslett finding the former Cape Town Spurs man. Well, 20 minutes gone by. It's a good game of football here. Doesn't feel like a pre-season encounter at all. Playing it as though there's a lot at stake, and of course it is the Toyota Cup. Chiefs on the up and up on that far side. Well, you mentioned how that right side was a joy for Kaizer Chiefs, just in the way they started the match, the way of Thabiso Munyani as well as Fundo Vilakazi. Vilakazi coming up with the all-important opener here for Kaizer Chiefs. And who will be looking to have a bigger impact during the course of the season. Having started 21 matches last season, was involved, I should say, in 21 matches last season, 22 last season in the Betway Premiership. Scored 3 goals, got 2 assists in the league. We'll look for more starting berths. The young man in your picture, and looking for a confidence booster just ahead of the new season. And opening 20 minutes will certainly have done the business for him. Very much committed to the cause here in the early stages as we see him losing his feet. It's the goal scored. Vilakazi puts it beautifully beyond Talbot Shumba. And then, of course, let the good times roll. For Chiefs fans, they'll be hoping for plenty of moments of that nature. And hope, of course, for Vilakazi, it is the breakthrough campaign, considering it will be his 4th season with the top flight of South African football, with the first team out of Kaizer Chiefs, having started in the 23-24 season where he had 6 appearances, the next year 22, and then in the last year 21. In as far as impact, would have pleased many of the Chiefs fans, Vilagazi, with his 3 goals and 2 assists last season, but they look for more in the upcoming season. Not just from him, from many of the others, as they hope to see themselves not only compete here, but close the gap with the likes of Orlando Pirates and Mamelodi Sundowns, including having an impact on the continent through the Confederations Cup. Now, this festival they have at the start of the campaign, or just before the start of the campaign, has seen some of the most famous fans, such as Cabello to the right of your picture, make the trip down to the Northwest Province. And a venue that, over the years, of course, has given us many memorable encounters. Ghana's 1-1 draw with Australia. I mentioned their 2-1 win over the United States. Uruguay beating Mexico. England and the United States playing to a 1-1 draw. All of those matches, of course, were in the 2010 FIFA World Cup. Including that one match, that third and fourth playoff between South Africa and Spain in the Confederations Cup here at this venue. Ended with a 3-2 scoreline and Katawampela scoring that unbelievable goal. Now, here is Velebai driving forward here. Velebai it is, shakes it up. Chesley couldn't quite take it in stride. Velebai couldn't quite wrap his foot around it. Well, every time he pushes forward, there is excitement out in the stands. He's another that'll be looking for a greater impact this season. Hard running, full of ideas, causing problems. Talking about problems. Oh, what a challenge. At some cost for Cross. But the timing couldn't have been better from the Chiefs defender on time on Matrope. Arrived right in the nick of time then to the cross. Well, he is full of movement. Here's Timon Matrope. He stands at 190, but my, can he move. And just wasn't decisive enough with his touches, allowing Cross to come in with the all-important challenge here on the 35-year-olds. Vilagazi involved once again here, along with Chislett, as Velebai got on his bike here and started to shake things up, causing problems for the Scotland FC defence. Defending in the end from Nyasulu, the man from Malawi, with the touch to make it easy for Talbot Shumba to come up with the save. Well, the Royal Bafokeng Stadium, the place to be. Should there be a need for changes, of course, there are plenty of players that I will be hoping to get a run out during the course of the day. Ronaldo leader amongst the new faces at the Kaizer Chiefs. Again, if you're just joining us here, they do have Adolf Dasingwa, the man from Tanzania, who started from Bukoba up in Tanzania, playing in the heart of midfield, is the 27-year-old. De Campos, it will be with the in-swinger. It's the ball into the near post. Big man push forward here. He's eventually getting it clear. Chislett. Isaka. De Campos. He takes it well, so well. He's nice on the ball, is De Campos. He's picked up a bit of a knock here. I'll be hoping it's not too serious. Good news is he's back up on his feet and able to continue. One of a few players that are seriously nice to watch on the ball here is the Brazilian. Alongside Abubakar Mufat. Isaka looking for De Campos, good movement and the chance in the end. Peterson read the danger, came out and made himself huge in smothering the ball. They really do play some nice football. Covering a lot of ground is De Campos. Cross would have enjoyed the experience, of course, of going off to the Americas for the FIFA World Cup. Here is Dasingwa, the Tanzanian. Miguel. Moyani. Mabue. Moyani tearing up that far side once again. Lovely ball from Mabue, and in the end, they needed to be on top of their game defensively, Scotland FC, and were. Foul committed on that far side. Ziyota, the man brought down. Have to love the intensity and the pace of the game from both these sides for those just joining us as we approach the half-hour mark. Seriously gone at it with their hearts in the right places, both sets of players. Very competitive game we've witnessed thus far. Keep in mind you can vote for your man of the match, and the voting is open until the 80th minute. So far, many people will be thinking, maybe Vilagaz, having scored that impressive opening goal. Tijan. Remember. Now, could be something on here for Scotland FC. There's the Namibian looking for a yard to unleash the shot. In the end, it just wasn't afforded that by Kaizer Chiefs. But remember. Ziyota. Getting involved a whole lot more as Moraramba wearing the number 7 jersey from a creative point of view. Look to get the cross in. Chiefs need to work to try and clear their lines here. Cross. Refroster. Always want to bring it onto that right foot, which could give Stoffel Vietviet something to work with in trying to maybe apply a bit of pressure and win it back. Now, good work on the near side here by Froster, or rather by Saka, and not allowing the ball to go in behind that fence. Half an hour play, and it's been thoroughly entertaining stuff, as you would expect between sides from the nations of South Africa and Zimbabwe. There was plenty of entertainment when these nations met at the Africa Cup of Nations last year as well. Rivalry continuing in as far as Kosafa football is concerned. Now, talent play in back in the good area by Mabue. The Silva lets it run on. Vilagazi! And Talbot Shumba did enough. Came out in the nick of time and made himself huge. Did Shumba. Silva, intelligent in allowing it to run on here. The touch maybe a little heavy from Vilagazi. Mabue was standing work in the middle of the park. Too strong for Abubakar Mofat. Shumba with an awesome bit of play on the defensive end. Now, no foul as Muraremba pushes forward here. Got options left and right. They have to go central, and maybe the best pass would have been out wide to that left side. But remember to put it back in a good area. Lines it up for the shots. In fact, faked the shot and went for the pass. Pressure still on. Lovely work by Isaka on the near side. So, pressure applied here. The eventual shot from Abubakar Moffat. Always curling, but never having enough curl on it to get the better of Brendan Peterson. Good play this from Scotland FC. Wave upon wave of attack. Well, I need to do better. In and around that final third, they'll at the very least want to test Brendan Peterson between the sticks here for Kaizer Chiefs. So Mabue, it looked was in a spot of bother, but he seems to be fine and able to continue with the game. There's a problem here for Kaizer Chiefs, and I do believe it is LeBron Mabue. Seems to have picked up a knock here, and they'll be hoping it's not too serious. Then again, they won't want to take any risks, and they may very well consider yanking him off. That's how the problem came about. But remember, I think with a finger in the eye. Hopefully won't keep Mabue out for all too long. Well, every season they start off the campaign hoping for the very best, and the way things ended last season, they will have the belief that things are very much moving in the right direction. A couple of years on the continent now, in the way of international football. They, of course, the Scotland FC fans will love the way things are moving domestically. Also would like to see their side shake things up on the way of the continent. Southern African football in recent years is that Mamelodi Sundowns, of course, holding the flag up high. As we look back at the goal that's made the difference so far, Bilagazi takes it beautifully in stride, shuts off the defender, and gets the better of Talbot Shumba. Beautiful placement. At that point, Kaizer Chiefs were sitting on top of the world, if only for just a moment. Bilagazi showing some nimble footwork then. Miguel. Cross. Another body on the turn then. In fact, Scottland was the victim of what looked a late challenge. As he turned, he returned the favour, having lost his cool, and in the end will pick up the yellow card. Two players on a yellow card here this afternoon. The other is Manenji. Not happy with the official. Well, it's a lovely ball, great chance on a couple of occasions, and in the end they just couldn't get the shot away. Beauty of a ball then, and they had one or two chances, or maybe one or two misses, I should say, and nothing came of it at the end of it all. Now Cheslet, Grayson and Zumba, the favourite to win that race every step of the way. Now, something look at the quality of the ball here. Oh, it's top notch. Missed once, twice, 3 times. And somehow, at the end of it all, Brendan Peterson doesn't have to make the save. Well, approaching the end of a half that very much does belong to Kaizer Chiefs. But I'll tell you what, if you're just joining us, Scotland FC, not out of it yet. They are making a match of it, are creating some moments on the front foot. Rostler. Dangerous play from De Silva. Now long ball forward here. Well, as they move in towards the last 5 minutes of this first half, Chiefs would have to extend their lead. Cheslett on the move. And have to protect it. Vilagazi. Silva couldn't quite release Cheslett, then that's good work defensively. And the flag had gone up against Kaizer Chiefs for offside. Now, Buffett. There's Buffett again. All over the top. Vidbien is quick, but not quick enough. Well, 5 minutes to go until the end of what's been a lively first 45 minutes. Only question remaining is, are we to experience a goal extra before it's all done and dusted here? There's Moffat. Nicely done, beautifully done then by Stoffel Vidbien. Nimble feet from the Namibian, then in finding some space. Movement here from Machope. And it protects the ball, hold it up here, and waiting for teammates to avail themselves. Foul committed by Cross from behind and late with that challenge. Had a lovely set piece taken earlier, about 10 or so minutes ago, from this near side, very nearly a similar position. The Campos, the man standing over it once again. He did everything he was supposed to do. 2 or 3 of his teammates could have finished it off on the far post, but didn't. The angle a bit more acute this time. Chiefs able to deal with Frustler, sending it back to the Campos. Gets beyond one. Well, from range, he won't trouble Brendan Peterson. Well, he is skillful. And it's going to watch on the ball then. Now, that last touch come off Peterson before the ball across the line, the near side official and Peterson in agreement that it was in fact a goal kick. Now, Chislett. Velepai using Chislett's run as a decoy. Wasn't in an offside position, however. The former Cape Town Spurs man as he received the ball, so that attack coming to naught. Just off, great work by the far side official. Now, problems here. We've seen Bradley Cross go down on a couple of occasions now inside this first half, and for Fernando de Cruz, clearly won't want to take too many chances with a few of the players out there. And with Cross going down so close to half-time, suggests it could be a bit serious, this injury. And he's taking off his boot as well. Could very well be curtains for him in as far as his involvement in this game. So, for many of them, they have watched the best in the world strut their stuff out in the Americas. Ended off last season by watching Sundowns being crowned as the champions of Africa. Now very much looking forward to the staple diets of both South African and Zimbabwean football as the respective leagues get underway in the days to come. And well, that picture certainly tells you a story that many in Southern Africa are looking forward to the return of the local game. Well, Chiefs will make the change here. And Bradley Cross will be substituted before this first half is concluded. Simango is the man waiting to come on. And we'll be hoping it's not too serious an injury. Chislett. Peterson. Keep in mind there's 10 men for Kaizer Chiefs on the field for the time being until they are able to make that change. Peterson. And company will be able to see their side and now boosted up to 11 players. There is Simango coming on. First change is a forced change with Bradley Cross having picked up an injury. Strong play defensively from Kaizer Chiefs. Vilakazi now looking for the silver. Nicely down here, space opening up here for Kaizer Chiefs as they drive forward with Velepai. Vilakazi looking for the man arriving on the far post, and the silver in the end. Good work defensively by Scotland FC to deny Chiefs a chance of creating late in this half. Flowing football here. Rustler. And Chiefs trying to win it as high up the field as possible. Scottland FC able to get it going here on the up and up, and Machope again looking to power forward on that far side, but the flag up for offside against the big striker. Formerly played for Simba Ipora, the man in your picture. Minutes headed on to the end of the first 45. Chiefs leading by 1. There's your goal scorer, Vilakazi. De Silva. Good fight. Get it right between he and Vilakazi. The Chiefs aren't quite done. De Silva again. Uyani. Lovely cutback. Vilakazi. Going nowhere slowly. Obara unable to connect with the pass. Chiefs again with a chance to find a strong ending to the half as Here company again can't quite find the combination to unlock that defense. Manenji in a discomfort. He's been on a yellow card since the early stages of the afternoon. Done a good job of behaving himself since very nearly picking up his second 21 and a half. Maboye, the man pushing forward from deep in midfield. In fact, the man that injured Manenji. Seconds remaining. Well, one has to wonder if there's enough time here for Scottland FC to launch one last attack. Have to get it into the box quickly if they are to. Flats. Strong, hard running on their far sides and width. And easy balls with the initial run. Now early ball, comfortable from Simango and company. Moffat. Saka. And as far as the first 45 is Fundo Vilagazi, as at the moment that separates these two sides with a very well taken goal. But he said, clear the moments, Kaizer Chiefs will feel at the bit sharper in and around the final third could have maybe created one or two more. For the men from Zimbabwe, they themselves have looked good on the front foot and have looked to ask questions of the Chiefs defence. Whereas Novo Vidbin at times causing problems with his space out wide on the right side. In your picture, Simon Machope with his hot running style leading the attack has been problematic. A full house enjoying a first half that ends with Kaizer Chiefs leading Scottland FC with a scoreline of 1-0. Just the one shot on a target that matters for Kaizer Chiefs. Scottland FC have had 5 that are on target and nothing much separating them in the way of ball possession. So for Scottland FC, they'll want to come out stronger in the second half. It ends here with Chiefs in the lead at half time.
Halftime then at Royal Bafokeng Stadium in Rustenburg. And it's not looking pretty so far from a Zimbabwean perspective because Amakosi have taken the lead after 17 minutes. Their key attacking player, Obrigado, that's his nickname, that's Mfundo Vilakazi, that's sweeping his ball past Talbot Shumba there. A bit of a defensive maybe lapse, as we will see maybe on the replay, but 1-0. And of course, Scotland not out of it. There was that free kick taken by Anderson De Campos, and nobody did justice to it. 1-0 it is, and we'll also be giving you the latest of what is happening right around the country in our own Premiership. But Coach Bex, Bekim Pilonyoni, and Shinola William Tingwa are still here with me. Coach Bex, 1-0, a goal that could have been avoided.
A goal that could have been avoided. Yes, definitely. I think the defender should have done far much better by just clearing, but unfortunately he didn't do that and was beaten, and the Kaizer Chiefs got a goal. But when we look at Scotland themselves, you can agree it's more like a reserve side. And it's not really showing the Norman Mapeza system where we see them passing, supporting each other. We're not seeing much of that. It's like a team which have just came together today and say, go guys and play. And it's a bit disappointing when you see that there are most of the players who are trying to knock into the first team when they are not really playing the way these guys who play first 11 do.
I'll tell you what, Muchina we majuzi Norman Mapeza. Remember, we had predicted that the likes of Knowledge Musona, Walter Musona, Kama Billiard would be in the starting lineup, but he changed that. He thrust in what Coach Bex has said, looking more like a reserve side. But there might be good news. There might be good news for us in Zimbabwe because reports are trickling in, but yet to be confirmed, say that the two teams have agreed on having as many substitutions as possible. So it might be possible to see that maybe not all the team that has played in the first half, maybe most of the guys, maybe 8, being replaced in the second half by Yatino Nyatso Keta, Scotland. We will see what will happen. But Zinola, William Tingwa is still here, and let's hope that we see the Scotland Yatoketa in the second half.
Yeah, like you said, Legend, that is unconfirmed. The unconfirmed reports say maybe the lineup which we thought was the first lineup, the starting lineup, is the one which is going to start the second half. But it's not confirmed yet whether they will make that or some changes. But like Coach Beck said, I think Tijan, the Nigerian defender, he should have just cleared the ball away to safety, but he allowed Obrigado Vilakazi to, because Vilakazi had lost the ball when he tried to control it with his chest. And he wanted to play maybe too soft, maybe to control the ball. But in that sort of area inside the box, he should just put the ball away and to safety. And now look, they were now punished. And at the other end, I think Scotland should have at least scored an equalizer when that free kick was swung in by Cardoso.
Oh, yeah.
With about 3 guys there, they did well to beat the offside trap. And they didn't do justice in bringing the ball back into play and maybe just tapping the ball into an empty net or past a helpless Peterson there. But they couldn't do that. And Moffat, we saw him trying with a long-range effort. It was not on target. But they are not really, like Coach Beck said, this team shows that they are not been playing together. Because I think only Isaka Muhammad is the one who has been playing in that team. And in the earlier stages of the season, maybe Ziwacha and
Abubakar Moffat, yeah.
That's why
Abubakar
is the captain.
Yeah, that's why he's the captain. Those are the only people who have been regular in that team. So they need to bring in the regulars in the second half and maybe try to salvage something in the second half and win this Toyota Cup. Yes.
Right, let's just keep you abreast of what is happening Medu Zimbabwe, right around the country. Manika Diamonds, nil. Triangle United, nil. Simba Bora, 0. Agama, 1. FC Hunters, 0. Herentals, 0. Bulawayo Chiefs, 1. ZPC Kariba, nil. And Tel 1-0, Caps United 0. Ngezi Platinum 1, Hard Rock 1. Gaddafi, Prince Dube getting the opener for Hard Rock after only 3 minutes. Remember, he got the opening goal for his team Young Africans in 2024 in the Toyota Cup final against Kaizer Chiefs. And they ended up winning 4-0. So we'll see, but Ngezi Platinum have come back. We will tell you all about the results at the end of this Sunday edition. But we are talking about what is happening in Rustenburg, where our own Mavira Vira are down by 1-0. So this number 28, we did talk about him, Mfundo Filakasi, 20 years old only 20 years old. And he is a thorn in the flesh when he goes up there and he forms a good deadly combination, I should say, with the guy from Guinea-Bissau. That's Flavian De Silva. He is the number 17. So they are quite a worrisome combination when they get up front, the coach backs.
Yes, when they get up front, they give a lot of problems, and also Kaizer Chiefs, they tend to be opening up as much as they can, and they have been creating chances, which with some bit of luck they could have scored 2 goals. Talbot Shumba, I think holding his own. They could have, probably the second goal, what could have been the second goal that Coach Bex is talking about, it was thwarted by Talbot Shumba. Yes. And I think give credit to him because he hasn't been playing. He hasn't been playing in the starting lineup, I think, since the season started. And this is his first call-up. Of course, Prince Tafire Mutsa as well, remember, the former Dynamo's goalkeeper, is not even on the... he is on the bench. No, he is on the bench together with Maoko, Nelson Chajga. So we don't know what's going to happen. Prince Tafire Mutsa come in the second half. That's the big question. But Shinola, what do you think? Okay, aside bringing in Scotland at Noketa, what do you think Muchina Wemajuzi needs to do to thwart any further raids from Amakwesi?
I think you need to make some change. This is a friendly match, remember, and for Kaizer.
Well, aside that, what else does he need to do?
Yeah, I definitely need to bring in the attacking trio. That is the Tom Sonas and Kama Billiard. Also in the middle of the park, maybe Shidolo, he should come in. Maybe the defense, he might leave the defense as it is. Or maybe if he wants to give time to Prince Tafire Mutsa, because remember, he's not been also getting game time since the beginning of the season. Maybe only played 20 minutes in the Independence Trophy that was played in Rwanda there. So if he can bring in Tokozim Sebe, Shidolo, and the attacking trio, maybe in the first, in the resumption of the second half, and then try to see if they can create openings and try to cause some threat to the Kaizer Chiefs rear guard, and maybe find the equalizer and probably find the winning goal. Because what we need as Scotland at the moment is to win this Toyota Cup. As you see the highlights, the first goal there. I can't blame Talbot Shumba there because see when the defender hesitated in clearing the ball, that Vilakazi boy, I think he placed the ball far beyond the reach of Talbot Shumba because you can see the way he stretched and even see the ball, it even came off the upright post, meaning that it was well placed, well beyond the reach of the goalkeeper.
Right, I think the Tijani Al Amin, that's the new player for Scotland. He's from Nigeria. Yes, you remember Tijani Babangida. As we see that goal yet once again, and it was finished, of course, by Obrigado. After, I think, Tijani Alaminde, I think, was trying to control the ball in the penalty box. He should have just walked it away, Coach Bex.
Look at that. I think the way he went was at times when you go to defend, you need to be facing the defender, but like he was going the other way rather than trying to make sure he gets there as strong as he can. And they couldn't do that. And unfortunately, the striker, when they got the opportunity, he just scored. The keeper tried, but there was nothing he could do.
Yeah, you couldn't blame
Talbot
Shumba. There was nothing that he could do, and I'm just praying. I'm sure you are as well. That those reports that the two teams have agreed to swap even the whole side for the second half do come true. We'll have to wait in the second half because. Scotland, I'm not getting and gonna Kaizer Chiefs. I don't know. Let's wait and find out. I don't know what's going to happen.
I'm sure actually even some of the supporters, the Scotland supporters, Kaizer Chiefs supporters, they still want to see what knowledge billiard can
Yes,
give,
yes.
can show what they still have.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing the fans, great stuff coming from the Zimbabwe fans there, the Scotland FC supporters. I was saying to you, led by their cheerleader, Diva of Mavuku, and, giving it all they've got. But the goal just won't come. Let's hope that maybe the goal will come. But one thing, I don't know if you've thought about it. We talked about it. Scotland are going to have a very strong side when they go into the African Champions League. I mean, just look at the rear guard. They've got Emmanuel Jalai, Mohamed Isak. They've got Peter Mudua. They've got Albert Manenji. They've got Twala from Swaziland. They've got Kevin Moyo. They've got almost about 8 in the rear guard and in midfield and up front. So, I think I know I can't read the future. The only person who knows how far Scotland will go is the great Almighty up there. He knows. But it's going to be a strong side going into the African Champions League.
Very strong side in the headache for Coach Norman Mapeza, because with all those good players, because they're all good players, because like Nixon Yasulu, and they've also Tijan, despite that era, which we think maybe should have cleared the ball once and all. He's not a bad defender, he's a very good defender. You could see that even, I saw that the reports that there's even in the national call-up from the Nigerian
Nigerian national team.
National team, yes. So it was a very good defender. And maybe Albert Manenji, since he's now sitting on a yellow card, he has not been up to scratch, and you could see that Kaizer Chiefs has been finding their way through that channel. Maybe if he can bring in the men from Eswatini, Kwage Kwala, then to stabilize that flank, so that the threat coming from that side might be utilized, might be neutralized. So. And also, we have Emmanuel Jalai. If he can come Kapopi. Maybe midway through the second half, if he can come at the right back there. We know with his marauding runs, he's very good at going forward, venturing forward, and he's also a threat going forward for any team. And maybe he can give in the assist to the trident if they come in. That is Knowledge, Kama, and Walter. If they can come in, I think they need that kind of service. Even this new guy from Brazil,
I was going to ask you about it.
Yeah, he's not bad.
Anderson
I think he has tried. You could see that free kick we whipped in was a very good set piece. And then he tried from the byline, get past one man, and he came up with a zipping left foot. Unfortunately, just missed the target by a few inches.
Yeah, they as na coach Bex free kick inonifungisa slow ball slide. Well, Liverpool, to say that Liverpool. That was a wicked free kick coming from the Brazilian, the number 97. Menoti Murgumona say that Brazilian number 97 for Scotland FC. I think is going to prove to be a good asset, especially as they go into the African Champions League. We don't know what is going to be. And, the two teams are coming out now for the second half. And Mugu keta knowledge, Mugu keta, and Walter Walaza, Ariperab. Kamaldinho. Well, let's not guess, because let's go back to Royal Bafokeng for the second half. Zimbabwe need to come back into this game. We'll be talking to you at the end of the 90.
They'll be hoping to extend on their lead, whilst for Scotland FC, there are good moments in the first half, and we'll look to build upon those in an effort to find an equaliser and maybe, just maybe, go into the lead themselves. It's been a wonderful day in the Northwest Province, a lovely day in Rustenburg, and a great game of football here. Started off with the Kaizer Chiefs legends up against the Tozi Masters, and and as far as Reed Flustow started off in the left back position, picked up a yellow card late in the first half. Amongst those coming out to start the second half by the looks of things. So changes being made here. We will try and confirm as many of them as possible. Shumba will make way, and in his place, Tadia will be the man to replace him. So Chiefs in the second half will be dressed in the black with a touch of gold, whilst for Scotland FC in the second half they'll be dressed in the white with a touch of blue. Come on, Billiards. Amongst those two have come out. Legends is a billiard not just in Zimbabwe but in South Africa as well. Peter Majua, another man that's coming off the bench. So game on the way in the second half. Scotland FC will attack the goal to the left of your picture, whilst Kaizer Chiefs attack the goal to the right. Well, we saw an intense first half, lovely pace to the game here as both these sides were very competitive in asking questions of one another. Starting off in the second half, I tell you, looks as though there will be further changes defensively as well here with Kevin Moyo in amongst those two have come in off the bench. Here, Ochalai is another. So made his way onto the field. So we're looking for the changes at Kaizer Chiefs as well. Munyani, who started the game, is present here in the right back position. And a stellar first half amongst the better performers. Alongside Vilakazi in that first half. Juno Tuba is another man that's come in. Keep in mind Simango did replace an injured Presley Cross. Nice touches here from Scotland FC as they look to push on to the front foot. Elias amongst those coming in for a touch. Manenji. So by the man that made way. And Flavio Silva is another that's made way at Kaizer Chiefs. With Igodaro coming on in his place. So plenty of changes made both ways here as both these sides look to ensure have as many players as possible enjoy the experience and get some much needed game time under their belt ahead of the new season. Now Peterson. Refroster. Vilakazi. Starting out wide on the left side is Vilakazi. With Tuba on. Tuba operating out wide more towards the right side. Munyani. There is Tuba with the touch. Wayward one it was. Quickly picked up here by Manenji and company. Moyo. Right in the heart of that defense is Kevin Moyo. Well, they didn't change the entire 11 from what I'm told. Did Scotland FC. The whole new 11 onto the field here. Igadaro. That's held up then by the new striker on the field for Kaizer Chiefs here. Cheslett has the option out wide on the far side. Vilagazi now with a chance to push forward. He's done well to eliminate one. There it is. Still looking for Igadaro inside that box. Good work. Good numbers back here for Scotland FC. Now, Chiefs coming in the foul. Chidolo. Operating in the heart of the field here is Chidolo. There he is again. The space here under pressure. Someone to find a bit of space here, keep them moving now. Then over towards the left side. Good movement in the central areas. Eventually the ball in. Lacking in quality, Chiefs able to build from the back. Chislett. No, that's it. Well, he's seen plenty of it. Is the man that stands at 178 from Tanzania. That's in what? Simang. Peterson and company, patience in trying to create some space to play between the lines here for Kaizer Chiefs. In the end, they'll pick it up here in the middle of the fields. The movement of the ball going down the line. Good strong play defensively. In fact, Chiefs still powering forward through Igodaro's ball. Very nearly. Found Cheslett, then they'll settle for the corner. Well, the Kaizer Chiefs, but good strong play from the Nigerian then. Won the corner, tries to get the big men going forward here. So Chiefs with 5 push forward, ball in, and good goalkeeping from Nelson Chadja. Standing job he did on that occasion as he picked up the ball then and is decided to play it out from the back. There's a card shown here, we'll confirm that for you in a moment. So, yellow card for National Miguel. Second Kaizer Chiefs player to go into the referee's book. And Reed Foster now, 2 out of the back 4 to have picked up yellow cards. That's nicely done. And they're trying to play it out from the back. In the end, they've won the decision here. After it looked as though they lost it in the middle of the park. And being Scotland FC. And they are again trying to build from the back. Igadaro just couldn't play it into the park though, but Cheslett didn't. As Scotland FC ran the risk of losing it in the dangerous area. There they are, they've lost it down. Now, Vilagazi driving forward and couldn't find Igadaro. Important defensive touch to take it away from Kaizer Chiefs at the last ditch moment then for Scotland FC. Now, seeing what? Well, they really do enjoy playing with the ball at their feet, and they are enjoying to watch in that regard. Well, I just need to get it together going over the halfway line and pushing forward, yeah. A few occasions they've lost it in the middle of the park and in dangerous areas. Now, Igodaro. Running an activity. Early on, just couldn't connect with the pass. Now, is that a foul? Answers no. Referee had a good view of the situation. Masona. Walter Masona, that is. Scotland FC now looking for their best moments on the front foot in the second half, especially with all the changes they've made to the game here. Maybe needing to take some moments to catch up to the pace of the game, getting into it more and more in the middle of the park. Twala. Musona. Has been busy in this left back position. Twala wearing the number 75 on his back. Are very comfortable, of course, with the ball at their feet. Are the visitors here today? And as long as they are passing it around so deep inside their own half, Chiefs won't mind at all here, as they find they are going tough in trying to play through the lines here. Kaizer Chiefs to Scotland FC. Now Masona with the movement, he's got in the box. Oh, it's a lovely ball, and in the end, top-notch goalkeeping from Brendan Peterson in dealing with the danger. Was a man on the blind side. That would have been a slight concern. Not as Masona was with the movements. The former Kaizer Chiefs man head up the entire time here. And there's the recipient, or the intended recipient, coming in on the blind side. Walter Masona. Chislett. Nothing wrong with that challenge. The referee had a good view. Masona. Chidolo. Sebe. Champion coach, you're up. Make your voice heard by voting for your champion player of the match and win your share of 50,000 rand cash. Dial *120 *660# to vote now. Voting closes at the 80th minute. T's and C's apply. Play SQB on SABC. Now, Chislett. Chiefs still leading through the goal scored by Vilagazi in the first half. Simango. Tuba. Simango and Tuba, of course, have been coming off the bench here. There's Vilagazi approaching the hour mark. Now, space on this near side if Chiefs and a spot was available to them. Look for Chislett, and he's moving top of the box. It's done well, Chislett. Now, looking to find Igodaro. And in the end, strong play once again defensively from Scotland FC here to ensure Chiefs don't get it all their own way. Masona. Twada. Well, they did have moments in the first half, especially when they had the likes of Vitbian with his pace and Oraremba with his creativity. Not forgetting Machope leading the line where they seriously caused problems for Kaizer Chiefs and gave them a thing or two to worry about. Here in the second half with the changes made, all 11 of them, they haven't quite been able to rub Chiefs up the wrong way. Not yet anyway. Here they are coming forward. Good work. Finding space by Twada. Needing a bit of support here. Ball was lacking in quality, however. Sibit. Igodaro. He's been lively since coming in off the bench. Well, Mabue, the man who's won the foul, he did have a slight concern in the first half with a finger to the face. That's I think of the past. As we've had an hour's football here to the Royal Bafokeng Stadium. Beautiful day. Beautiful day for a drive across the country towards these parts of the country. Plenty many making the drive, and not so far, but reason to be happy with what they've seen from a Chiefs point of view. Truly knows that have made the travel from Zimbabwe, and we do have a good number of supporters, of course, that are behind the Scotland FC side. Good movement out to the far side. Mabue, Igodaro, space on the far. Yes. Well, to under a bit of pressure here. Looked as though he was fouled as he looked to find some space to execute the 1-2. So, there is Nasingwa. Chestnut. Nasingwa again. The run being made in the central areas, couldn't quite pick it out. Pressure right from the front here applied by Kaizer Chiefs, and well, again they were hoping to have possibly won a foul forwards. Munyani with the last touch, into touch. He really has been a great addition to this Kaizer Chiefs team, the former Pirates man in the right back position. Had some great moments last season. He, as well as Mabue, especially in the second half of the campaign in the last season, were outstanding. Mabue arguably their best player in the second half of the season, outside of Brendan Peterson. Now, still looking for their best moment of the second half. In the way of a chance created, or Scotland FC. Closing down from the front, forcing the throw-in to go their way. Timang is the man taking no chances. Also another one of those that actually wait patiently to enjoy some game time at the end of last season, or towards the end of last season, was Timang. Dr. Kumalo. Moved from the studio to sit alongside Bobo Mutaum. Both men clearly discussing the game here, breaking down surely each player by position, and surely Doctor's opinion valued by Bobby McDowell. Oh, the intention was nice here. There wasn't that movement out on that far side, just the execution wasn't up to par at all in matching that run. Godaro. Again, they are struggling in the second half of the field here. Scotland FC at finding some fluid movement and keeping things moving. Scottland Company not quite as troubled defensively as they were in the first half. So 65 minutes have gone by in the Tour of the Cup. It's Kaizer Chiefs leading. Vilakazi's goal in the 17th minute. Still the big differentiator between these two sides. OJ. Oh, that's a complete visit. Lovely ball over the top. Effort was there from Vilakazi to try and keep it alive. In the end, it's run away from him. Now Scotland FC in patience and allowed to keep it moving deep inside their own half here. That won't trouble Kaizer Chiefs at all. Now the challenge, going through the departments and getting it onto their front foot. There's Msebi. Again, Chiefs very well organized and keeping the structure. Now, ball over the top. Won't bring them any joy. Have to find a way to bring the likes of Kamapiliat and Company into the game here to Scotland FC. Seen very little of Piliat in and around that final third. Moyo. Good work on the far side, good pace. The thruster having a lot to do then. Seeing the corner at the end of it all. Best we've seen in the second half from a Scotland FC point of view. There's some of the legends watching on. Tapa Masilela, Morgan Golds, Katande. Keep in mind they were in action earlier on against the Josie Masters. Game won by the Josie Masters in a penalty shootout. Scoreline of 1-0 in the shootout, mind you. There is Walter Masona. Now, chance for Chiefs on the counter. What pace! And they're coming off it from Tuba. That's nicely done. Now, Scotland FC on the up and up. Oh, the ball in way too close to Brendan Peterson at the end of it all. Godaro. Midua. And again, Chiefs don't mind them passing the ball around here, deep in their own half amongst the back four. Challenge for them is really getting it over that halfway line and continuing to push forward so far. Exhibit. Now Twala will get it in behind the Chiefs defense. Wasn't a bad attempt, good idea. Back in the end, they look to build from this throw-in going forward here. Bit of space out on this near side. They've got numbers as well. Twala. Well, it's done well, Twala. Now, 4 in the box. Happily settled for the corner. My Chiefs players that didn't quite make the squad here today. Mayo amongst them, far right of your picture. Decent ball in, well defended by Miguel. There's a Frasca head up as he looks for the early ball cross field. Lovely vision, good ball it is. Chiefs on the up and up. Duva Maslows pushing forward, as is Frasca here on this near side. Covering a lot of ground now as we Frasca in need of some support. Oh, it's a good ball! And a difficult header to keep on target. What was the attention Igodaro was receiving from the defender. Couldn't quite get over it, skimming the top of his head. So, Luke Bartman will be coming on here for Chislett. Another that will be looking for more game time during the course of the season is Bartman. I've made a couple of changes. He's not the only man that's coming off the bench here. Dylan Solomon's the other that's coming off the bench. And 18 minutes remaining now on the clock. In for Scotland FC. Whilst they have possession, it's largely in areas that aren't going to hurt Kaizer Chiefs much. Kevin Moyo. Well, they are patient in their quest to wait for the right opening to try and push forward. Here they are with the ball over the top of this near side. And touch back into the danger area then from Twala, pushing forward from that left back position. Just over 15 minutes remaining on the clock, and Scotland FC again patiently just passing in front of Kaizer Chiefs. Chiefs don't mind this at all. Need to start finding a forward pass here, taking a risk or two to get onto the front foot. If they are to indeed turn things around in the scoreline. Now, a bit of space opening up on the far side. Chance to look towards the final third. Musona. There is Nolens Musona again. Now, it looked promising up until that last pass where they had a rush of blood to the head then and missed out on an opportunity to maybe keep that Chiefs defense under pressure. Now the Soul has left the venue yet with about 15 minutes remaining. Time now a serious factor against Scotland FC if they are to indeed turn things around. First half hasn't seen them, especially on the front foot, being quite as adventurous as in the first, or the second half hasn't seen them be as adventurous as they were in the first. And it's flushed up with the ball down the line then. As again, no worries for Scotland FC defensively. They themselves will feel on the defensive side of the game. They may have fared better in the second half in keeping things nice and tight, with Chadia being very well defended. Now, here they are looking to get onto the front foot. Nolens Musona dropping back a long way. Again, they look for that forward pass here. There's the movement trying to break the lines then. Well, too much those to have come on here in the second half that the field he has had a bit of room for improvement with these performances so far, with his performance, I should say. Now, there's space here, chance to push forward. Twala. Billiard. Moyo. They certainly do enjoy playing with the ball at their feet, and they do show patience in waiting for the right moment to push forward. Musona. Known as the baby-faced assassin at times in these times at Kaizer Chiefs. Nolens Musona as well, Scotland FC again patiently starts to make their way in towards that final third on the front foot. Pass after pass here. The point where they may very well have won the corner or set piece. Set piece it will be in a very good area. Bilagazi guilty of giving away the set piece. All over the top, they eventually got in behind that defense. Shidolo. Bilagazi will argue he got to the ball first, however, and may have a bit of an argument in that regard. Well, you look at those pictures and you'd probably think it's a big day in as far as maybe a Confederations Cup or Champions League game, and no, the answer is we're still in pre-season. Ahead of the leagues in South Africa and Zimbabwe, and that's the turnout in pre-season. That's to show the hunger and desire for the local fans to get back to the local game. So, in the second half, where they've struggled to create chances, Scotland FC now with Nolens Musona at 36 years of age, standing over it. Takes the ball into that near post. Well defended. Well, Nolens Musona will look to have an impact, the man from Norton, in the time that remains in this game. In the meantime, Chiefs with a chance here on the transition. Bartman has movement out wide on that far side. Good ball. Members now getting into the box. Godaro, one of them. Ball in, looking for Godaro. Defensively, they've made the error and couldn't be punished by Duba. Was a difficult angle in the end for Duba. They were able, to get a break going. Bartman finding pace on the far side, head up. And with Villagaz, of course, playing on the left, it does mean he can serve in the cross without having to bring it on to the inside first. Duba never really looked convincing with Chadia flying in at his feet. Ten minutes remaining. 3 in the box. Actually done by Tasingwa. Bartman. Igodaro. A little too much on that, to the frustration of Fernando de Cruz. Well, keep in mind, at the end of the afternoon, you can still listen to the thoughts of both Norman Mapeza and Fernando de Cruz speaking to Anabo in the post-match interviews. Actually, by their body language, they should have a fair bit to say in their thoughts of the afternoon's adventures. Interesting, well, they do keep the ball around the halfway line here and keeping it moving. At times, runs are being made by the likes of Knowledge Musona in areas where they're hoping the ball will be played, including Kamapelia. It's just not coming as they keep the passes short. Again, another run being made centrally. Beliats quick to move it on to Musona. Again, back to Beliats. The two former Chiefsmen combining, happy to settle for the throw-in. Twala. Well, they have pushed much further afield now as they pin Chiefs further and further back. As we approach the last 5 now. Closer into the box. Pick up the pieces in the second ball. The cutback then was a little too strong with Bartman doing a stunning job in protecting the ball. Then goal kick Kaizer Chiefs. Chidolo, the man, hoping to get on to the end of things then. As Wesa will be coming on. Teto as well. And Reed Foster is the man that will also be making way. Or will he be? While operating in the left back position, he also picked up a yellow card in the first half. And gone forward as much as one would expect him to do, as he does on the right side. Now, the cross here, that's still problematic as Billiards has held it up here, waiting for support to arrive. Shot eventually, wide of the mark. Well, they are left to try their luck from a long way out here. Dr. Musona involved here as well in keeping it moving. Eventually, Bartman doing enough to ensure that Sebe was never really comfortable as he unleashed the shot. Well, corner to Scotland FC, and they know how to get it rolling. Well, the Chiefs coach, I think, said something to the fourth official. It was related to the referee who hasn't taken any action. Fourth corner of the match this for Scotland FC. Now, they are probing. They've done a good job here with the cutback. In the end, Chiefs are able to deal with the danger. Bartman under pressure. Igotaro, the ball now. Chance to push forward here. See your black and gold now getting over that halfway line. Chiefs again with Vilagazi. Tetwa. Well, they've lost a bit of that momentum. But Kaizer Chiefs of Scotland FC now having numbers behind the ball. So, 85 minutes gone by. Still that goal from Vilagazi in the 17th minute. Separates Kaizer Chiefs and Scotland FC. Well, there could be one more. Vilagazi. Tetwa. And under 4 minutes remaining. Chiefs still very much in the driving seat here. Vilagazi under pressure. Good work to win it back here now. Can they get forward here and force the issue? Take us into maybe a penalty shootout at the end of the day. Bartman's lost out. Pushing forward here, Scotland FC. Vilagazi seems to have picked up a knock. Shall will eat away at the clock somewhat. Now the Scotland FC players trying to help Vilagazi back up onto his feet. So as the ball can start rolling once again here, not to lose too much momentum. He's had quite an afternoon here. First half he was lively riding at Manenji, trying to cause problems. Was operating out wide on that right side in the first half. Was Vilagazi. That's the goal. It was well taken. And that's so far the only goal of the day here, with 86 minutes gone by. That ball wasteful at a time when they need to get it right in and around that final third to Scotland FC. Well, the shade now covering just about the entire field in what's been a day full of football. And if you have joined us late, there was the Legends match earlier on between the Chiefs Legends and the Josie Masters. That's the main event with the Scotland FC. Looking for a strong ending. Knowledge Bazona. Good arrow. Well, pressure in all the right areas here, and in the end, that's lovely play to avoid trouble. Igodaro it is holding it up. Solomons was spaced on his near side. Well, here he is. There's the option in field. Goes for the early ball. Oh, and it's gone wide. Kuba felt there was a touch from the defender. That's going to put him off here. Peter Mutua. Watch Mutua. Solomons does a standing job. Does a pace, set up early, does the right thing with the early ball. There's a bit of contact. Enough to put Tuba off. Lovely play from Maduba. 5 minutes added on to the 90. He was hoping that either the official in the assistant referee or the referee himself had picked up that foul, but in the end it wasn't to be. The time is serious factor now against Scotland FC. They'll want the ball on the other side of the field here in the time that remains. Chiefs having it back where they want it, on the front foot and pushing, hoping for that second. Bartman with a touch. Tetwa, back to Bartman. Tetwa. But numbers push forward here in and around the final third. Kaizer Chiefs can find the quality in of the final ball here to see them extend the lead and nail the final nail in the coffin against Scotland FC. Now, Williams, Musona. Well, he's looking for the set piece here. Good area. Maybe, just maybe, this could be a way for Musona and company to force us into a penalty shootout. Fouled, no doubts, by Tetwa. So, knowledge Musona it is. Man who played for Kaizer Chiefs on a couple of occasions. From 2009 to 2011, also played for Kaizer Chiefs in 2013. One of the two men standing over the ball here. The other is Kwake Twala. Well, with 3 minutes of the 5 added on gone by here, they will need this to be near perfect. Peterson hardly tested in the second half, so well protected by the defense. Set up for Knowledge Musona. So, Musona, it will be! Over. Calls the shot for the man from Norton. 28 February Premiership goals he scored in 68 appearances. Looked as though Peterson had it covered, didn't have to make the save at the end of it all, Peterson. Out for the goal kick. That could very well be the last opportunity for Scotland FC to turn this game around here. Seconds remaining now on the clock, and they'll be in a hurry and need to be in a hurry. And then look to Biliata Musona. Peterson, comfortable. Well, they're all about to make history by the look of the things. Are Kaizer Chiefs. First time they will be crowned the Toyota Cup champions, and the third time of asking. As things stands, the long waits over. And it ends today. Chiefs are the Toyota Cup champions for the year 2026. Couldn't get it right in Bloemfontein. Couldn't get it right in Durban last year. And with Muta Vilakazi being the hero in Rustenburg, it's Kaizer Chiefs that start off the new campaign by winning the Toyota Cup, which will be a first for them. Max Apartment involved here and what's been a good showing. Defensively solid were Kaizer Chiefs, protecting Brendan Peterson throughout the entire way. And for Scotland FC, they'll feel they had better moments in the first half going forward as opposed to the second. It was a much more open game in the first half, but it's Chiefs that do the business. Very good showing for Mtasingwa, the man from Tanzania. From a Chiefs point of view, Scotland FC, the new force from Zimbabwe, unable to turn things around here in the second half, but still gave a great account of themselves. They themselves will be looking forward to the domestic campaign. At the end of it all, it's Kaizer Chiefs 1, Scotland FC no. Have a look at the stats.
Well, Andrew Zagona Nganga Murabwa Chida. There's a Shona saying that goes that far. It didn't happen. Maybe if he had put the team that came out in the second half, first half, then I mean, sasa. Kaizer Chiefs at least getting it right the third time around. Remember, this cup was launched in 2024. They lost. 2025 they lost, and now they've made things right, beating Zimbabwe champions Scotland Football Club by 1-0. Obrigado. That's Mfundo Vilakazi getting the priceless goal. In the second half, the Scotland that we know, it started pasana, pirana, but it didn't work in the final analysis. And then Knowledge Musona had a great chance right at the end, but he flew it over. Well, the two expert analysts are still here, Becky Nyoni, Coach Bex, and Ginola William Tingwa. They're still here with me, like I said. And Coach Bex, wow, it didn't happen. You had 2-1 for Scotland. Pachi Banks. Ginola had 2-1, 3-2. I had 2-0. I had 2-0 for Scotland. Both of us. But Coach Bex, it didn't happen.
Yes, it didn't happen, but I think Scotland showed what they can do, especially in the second half for their regular team when it came. They played very well. Unfortunately, they couldn't penetrate the Kaizer Chiefs defense, but they really showed that they were out to compete. They really competed very, very well. Unfortunately, the earlier team had allowed a goal to be scored. But that's what football is all about, and I think the main idea was not to say let's go and get this trophy, but the main idea was to say we've got something which we are preparing for, and I think that has been achieved.
Yeah, it has been achieved, and I think it was great as well to give the the guys who don't normally play the team that we saw in the first half. It was good to give them a run, that give them a chance, and they almost came close there with that free kick, remember, from the Brazilian, the new signing. There was nobody to finish it at the end, and Timon Machope Toro had a chance there, but it didn't happen. So what does this mean going forward for Muchina Wemajuzi and Peter Ndlovu? Of course, the head coach is Muchina Wemajuzi, Norman Mapeza. The manager is Nsuku Zonke, Peter Ndlovu. Where do they go from here, Shinola?
I think we also that in the second half, Scotland dominated even possession-wise, the passing, the accuracy in passing. What just like that was in the final third that couldn't really turn their dominance into goals or even to create meaningful chances. I think that was the only thing that was lacking in terms of going forward for Scotland. But otherwise, they showed us that they could pass the ball, they could dominate, they could bull anyone, they could do everything they could do to win possession, to play better football, attractive football, the passing game, we know Mapeza that way. And it's only that this is a post-match analysis, and as analysts, we always come up with something that could have done. Because my thinking was that maybe he should have started with this team that played in the second half. Also considering that he was saying he wants to rest his players, preparing also for the domestic championship, meaning that if they had started with the team, then they would have more time to rest. But also on the other note, remember they had a midweek game before they traveled to South Africa. So it means maybe he wanted them to recover, to give them time to recover. And also maybe that he wanted to bring in his stronger team when Kaizer Chiefs were maybe a bit tired, or maybe they were tiring in the second half, and maybe try to kill the game. But unfortunately, that could not happen.
It could not happen, and let me just keep you up to date with what happened right around the country. These are the full-time scores. Here's what happened. Manica Diamonds 1, Triangle United 0. Simba Bora 1, Agama 2. FC Hunters 0, Rentals 1. Rental scoring in the very last minute there. Bulawayo Chiefs 1, ZPC Kariba 0. Tel 1, Caps United 0. And then Ngezi Platinum 1, Hard Rock 2. And well, guys, I think the story here, just digressing from the Toyota Cup quickly, the story here is that Caps United, things are not really well, are they, Coach Max?
Yes, things are not well at Caps United, especially when they went to a team like Tel 1 who has been struggling, and losing games. They go there, they lose the game 1-0. I think things are really not going well. The camp is not at its best. Something has to be done to make sure that everything comes back to where it was. I think these counter accusations which is happening starting from Magalani, they need to really sit down and say how best can we move forward and stop these counter accusations so that everyone concentrates on the main business they have. Because when you look at the players which they have, I still believe they've got the players who can compete very well as long as everyone is mentally strong to make sure that they go out and compete.
Right, so the Caps United supporters there, I think, must be terribly worried because going down from championship favourites as one of the maybe 2 or 3 championship favourites and Caps United. Now, well, it's still not over, but it's not looking right. And Ngezi Platinum biting the dust in their own backyard at Baobab Stadium. And, well, Hard Rock doing well, chasing Scotland there, Ginola.
Yeah, because Hard Rock, you could see that Prince Dube opened the scoring as early as the 30th minute. And then they were unfortunate that Ngezi pulled one back with 3 minutes to go before the breakout through Madananga. And Gerard Takwara, right at the death in the 89th minute, scoring the winner. And also going back to the issue of Caps United, I think it's a sorry state for the Green Machines. Remember at the beginning of the season, they were the log leaders and they were gunning for the championship. And what happened, like the counter accusations and everything, that happened there. Remember, they lost to FC Hunters during the midweek on Thursday, and today they are going down again 1-0. And Wallace Magalani winning for Blair Chiefs. He was in goals
Oh,
this
he was
afternoon.
in goal,
Yeah.
the keeper that they chased away. Then going back to Rustenburg, where Maviravira could not do it, especially in the second half after they brought their team. But one thing I think that we must applaud the management, the hierarchy at Scotland, led of course by the Honourable Scott Sakupkanya, is the care and love for the supporters. I mean, there was a coach load, not bus load, coach load of supporters who accompanied the team, and they were in high spirit, and they enjoyed every part of it. And this is what we to see. This is what we want to see, Coach Bex. I mean, this is what football is all about. Yes, they lost, but I'm sure the fans are getting very, very excited by what the leadership has done for them.
Definitely, it's very, very important, because I think the fans, they are the number one. Then the players maybe might come as number two, to make sure that the football is being played all over the world. The fans are key, and whenever they are there, they really they really help even the team itself to try to work as hard as they can so that they please their fans. So just that idea of saying we are going down there to play, let's have our supporters being part of us, and they enjoy the tournament as well. And the experience as they will be sharing with other supporters from Kaizer Chiefs on how they have built their base which they have.
Yes, they will be learning a thing or two, because Kaizer Chiefs, in terms of the continental football, they probably will know what it was all about, what it is all about, and Kaizer Chiefs will be sharing their experiences and probably giving a few tips. Well, I'm sure, I don't know whether we will be getting plane loads of supporters accompanying Scotland when they go into the African Champions League, but we'll probably see some supporters accompanying the team. So they'll be told of some experiences by the Kaizer Chiefs supporters. So this tournament, yes, of course, it's an extension to the sponsorship agreement between Kaizer Chiefs and their sponsor Toyota South Africa, and they've managed to do it a third edition. I mean, if they had lost for the third time, oh, it wouldn't have been very, very likable. But that's how football is, and that's how it should be done. And maybe, I don't know whether Scotland will be invited again to the next edition. I don't know. We will wait for that. But it was quite an experience. And like we said, Scotland, now, yes, they're still leading the league, probably continuing as favourites to lift the local premiership title. But Ginola, the bigger picture that Muchina Wema Juzi and Nsuku Zonke are thinking about right now, the bigger picture, the African Champions League, and they kickstart that next month, only a couple of days away.
Yeah, even today, personally, I would say they lost on the secondary. The primary objective of preparing for the CAF Champions League, I think they won, because they did well in preparing that. Because even see, in Africa, if you go down by a single goal away from home, I think that is a good positive, because they will bring that. And now my prayer is Chawanda Stadium or the National Sports Stadium will be able to host the CAF Champions League, so that it reduces the burden on the teams that will be participating in Africa, especially Scotland. Of course, Dynamos will be participating in the Confederations Cup. But for Scotland, they definitely need to utilize home advantage. That is either playing at the National Sports Stadium or at Chawanda Stadium, because those are the only two stadiums which are likely to pass the homologation from CAF.
Let's pray that those two stadiums will pass that test there.
Because they definitely need to use home advantage, because if they are to play their home matches away from home outside the country, it will be a tall order for them. You see what happened to Zimbabwe. They went there to Botswana, they went 1-0, and then they went to Eswatini, they lost 1-0, then went down in the penalty shootout. Knowing that had they played in Zimbabwe, definitely they could have won by a bigger margin than the 1-0 they won in Botswana. Yeah.
Definitely, and the good thing is that we did talk about it earlier on. I just have to reiterate that Scotland have got this big pool of experienced players, and also, yes, brilliant players coming from outside, coming to to play for them. We talked about Tijana Al Amen, the one that they signed from Nigeria. There's also that Brazilian, that's Anderson De Campos. And they've got the Swazi player Twala, who's been a revelation. They've got Kapopi, who was back, who had gone to Durban City. He's back in the country. So there will be plenty of, I think, choices for Muchina Wemajuzi. Actually, he'll be spoiled for choice. And I know it's early days yet. We don't want to start jumping the gun here. But just if football was played on paper, we know as he series. Just ask those who were supporting Argentina all the way to the World Cup final. It's never played. I'm saying on Tsoro. Tsoro does not pass, not football. But I think what they have at their disposal is something to give us hope when they go into the CAF Champions League. Coach Bex.
Yes, definitely. It will really give us hope in everything which they do, because it's like if you look at most of the players they have signed, especially the foreign-based players they have signed, majority of them, they're players who are playing for their national teams. That means they have got international experience. So with that international experience, if they mixes with some of our players who have been playing national team, although of late have not been playing, mixing that experience, that will really help them as they will be going for this competition. I think of late, Zimbabwean teams have not done very well, and everyone is eager to see to it that we see better performances, so that at least we go to the mini league. If you manage to go to the mini league, I think that would be really a great experience. But this is first time for Scotland to go to the Champions League, and our expectations should not be too high, because it's their first time. They still have to crawl before they can start walking.
Yes, and the pictures coming from Royal Bafokeng Stadium as we wait for the presentation there. Of course, Kaizer Chiefs eventually getting it right the third time around, and there will be smiles galore there, in the Kaizer Chiefs camp.
Definitely, they were more desperate and they were more under pressure, because having lost the first two editions, they couldn't afford to lose the third edition. Of course, from a Zimbabwean perspective, we definitely wanted Scotland to win it, and to see Norman Mapeza there in team, leading the team there in receiving their silver medals, should I say, the silver medals.
Silver medals.
Yes. So I think that they did quite well to me, going down there in South Africa, playing the second string side and then the first string side, the first team winning
the. They did quite well, and yes, as we keep looking at the pictures, the presentations there, waiting for the cup. Wow,
sure scoring opportunities A2, but at least they're going to have Chiefs by Chiefs by Isadena, but azange bathole those penetration passes.
Yeah, no, all right, Shabula, because you can see even ball position, Scotland had more ball position than the Kaizer Chiefs. The Kaizer Chiefs, as soon as they get the ball, they would pump it forward. And we heard ukuthi philosophy aka Coach De Cruz yokuthi babeke ibhola phansi badlale, but as a home team, I didn't see that happening. Yeah. And with a game like this, you should be giving more players, especially new players, an opportunity.
Which is what we saw with Scotland. They played two different teams, and I guess they achieved their objectives.
Definitely, they've achieved their objective, but Kaizer Chiefs didn't. And I think they were predictable in most cases, in most times of the game. Because, you know Mfundo, he's a typical player who plays as a left, but cutting inside from the right. But he ended up cramping Umfanabantu because he was locked in one side, where if you show him the inside, he's forced to go into the inside, but to a wrong foot. So as a coach, I think Bashilo, but since Umfundo is playing on the left and is left-footed, Kaizer Chiefs is not a team that plays with crosses. And as soon as he gets the ball, he wants to go wide. There's no one inside the box to cross to. So he's forced to cut inside to his right, and he's going to the traffic, and they would intercept the ball and counter-attack. So very disappointed. by how Kaizer Chiefs showed up today, but hopefully in the league they will show up differently.
Yeah, we're building up to the start of the Betway Premiership gets underway this weekend. Kaizer Chiefs, interestingly, this is the first time that they win the Toyota Cup. In its third edition, they lost to Yanga, they lost to Asante Kotoko. So for the first time, they get a gold medal for winning this Toyota Cup. But Shaful, also when you get a sense from the crowd that is here, what sense do you get? Is it like a win is a win, or you think they expected more from their team even though it's still pre-season?
Yeah, first of all, Mthando Guti, congratulations to Kaizer Chiefs fans. Ikosal Pelimoya. I mean, such a sold-out affair in a pre-season game, brah. Well done to Kaizer Chiefs supporters. But the vibe, engifilile Minala Stadium, I think Jobu Itashilo, the home team didn't dominate the game properly, and the fans...
Hold on. What jersey number is Ronaldo Lina wearing?
Number 16, but that's the number I was wearing at Bafana. So I just want him to add another 16 to make it 32. People say I must retire number 32, but no, it must be taken by the next generation of goalkeepers.
He did an interview to say that he used to look up to you. You are his idol. Did you see that interview?
No,
well, I saw it. How do you feel about
I'm very
about
humbled.
That?
But I remember on my Instagram page, I went to the Kaizer Chiefs page when he signed, and I congratulated him and I welcomed him to the Amakosi family. And he said, "Thank you, legend." And it was heartwarming for me to see him taking his time to appreciate me.
Before we see the captain lift the trophy, do you feel the goalkeeping department is strong enough in this coming season?
Yeah, no, the goalkeeping department is solid. Remember, both goalkeepers come from Ajax Cape Town development, and you know how development at Ajax used to produce great players. So Kaizer Chiefs goalkeeping department is very strong this season.
Interestingly, Brennan Peterson and Ronaldo Lena went to the same school. Brennan Peterson was Lena's head boy at school, and now they're playing for the same team and they're fighting for the same position. But there it is then, the moment that Kaizer Chiefs have been waiting for 3 years. For the first time ever, they lift the Toyota Cup in front of their supporters, having lost to Yanga, having lost to Kotoko also. As much as maybe the football wasn't as exciting as many expected, but it's good to build a culture of winning, Shuffle.
No. This is a motivation boost. The performance, there's a lot of work to be done.
And it's still early.
Yeah, there's a lot of work to be done as a team and also as individuals, because you must have a variety whereby if as a team you can't find solutions, then individual players, they must come up now with individual brilliance, because you can't depend on a team player. So I think
the voice of great Kaizer Chiefs and Bafana goalkeeper Intumeleng Nkune just voicing his opinions. They're obviously very, very glad that at last Kaizer Chiefs Amakosi have won the Toyota Cup. Well, that's just about it. It just leaves me to thank our top two analysts from ZBC TV Sports. No, I'm not going to talk about trophyless. Let's just thank Liverpool supporter, Coach Becky Nyoni. Well, it's always good that we look forward to seeing you again soon.
Thank you, CNN.
All right, and I won't say trophyless again. Just leave me to thank Real Madrid supporter, Ginola. William Tingwa. It's always good when you're here, Ginola.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk about House City and Widows, bro. Promotionless, no.
Here. As the promotionless Widows, bro. Man, and no rough guy. Anyway, that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, do enjoy the rest of your viewing here on ZBC TV. From everybody in the ZBC TV Sports crew, fronted by our producers, Bevan Shinrai, Stuart Shoriwa, Tinashe Manyoni, and Gina Gwanzura. Yes, we say, remember to take care of your loved ones and each other. I'm Charles, a legendary CNN Mabika. Until we meet again, it's bye-bye for now.